Russell Findlay.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. Claire Inglis was tortured and murdered in her own home, leaving behind a young son. Fiona and Ian Inglis have found the strength to be here today, 24 hours after their daughter's killer was jailed. They are here for answers. Why was a violent criminal with dozens of convictions granted bail not just once or twice, but 5 times? And since Claire's murder, why has the SNP government passed a law that will make it even harder to remand criminals in custody? And will Humza Yousaf commit to an independent, robust and transparent inquiry?
First Minister.
First and foremost, my thoughts are very much with Ian and Fiona, the parents, Claire's parents. I cannot imagine the trauma and the grief that they are going through. There cannot be anything more unnatural in this world than to have to bury your child. So I extend the condolences and the sympathies of this government to Ian and Fiona. I will, forgive me, President Officer, with your indulgence, take a bit of time to answer some of the questions that Russell Findlay has posed on behalf of the family. First and foremost, it is appropriate for me to say that, of course, decisions about bail and remand are for the independent judiciary. They're for the independent courts to determine. They are not for the First Minister or indeed any government or indeed any politician to interfere in or intervene in. In terms of the Bail and Release Act, I do not agree with the characterisation, Russell Findlay's characterisation. When I look at the Bail and Release Act, it is, of course, for the first time that the Act makes clear that the court should specifically consider victim safety, which includes both physical and psychological harm, when applying the new bail test. So that is for the first time explicit within the Act. So victim safety is absolutely at the heart of any decision that should be made around bail and remand. In terms of an independent inquiry, as Russell Findlay has asked for, he knows that I cannot intervene or interfere in the decisions of the judiciary, given the concerns that have been raised by Russell Findlay, that have been raised by Ian and Fiona. I will, of course, convey those concerns directly both to the Lord President and indeed the Lord Advocate when it comes to prosecutorial decisions and decisions to either oppose or accept bail conditions. It will be for them to, of course, appropriately respond, but I cannot demand an investigation into a decision that has been made by the independent judiciary, or certainly it would be unwise for me to do so, because that would be seen undoubtedly as interference with a decision made by the independent judiciary. I will end by saying that this dreadful case, this tragic case, reminds us of the need to do more to tackle not just domestic abuse, but indeed domestic homicide, and that's why the Scottish Government is committed to developing a multi-agency domestic homicide review model in partnership with key stakeholders, which I will give more information to Russell Findlay and to any other member that has an interest.